Hi everyone, welcome back to the Wind Waker. Let's just turn the game on really quickly. Hopefully it's going to work this time. I've had some issues with recording. Yeah, it's not showing up, I don't know why, but when I do that it does. So okay, I guess we've got it now. Let's just crack on. So in the last video I ended up on Dragon Roost Island. I got the Wind Waker from him. I haven't really done anything with it yet. The next thing that you're supposed to do is you're supposed to come through here and learn the first song for the Wind Waker from the broken stone over there, or actually from the stone next to it. The thing that I don't like about that is that there's a cutscene that plays after it, and I know there's a way I can skip it. In order to do that, I need to use a really popular glitch in this game called storage. And what that entails is doing a dive off of this ledge with the Wind Waker, so when I come up, if I just let him grab it and then press the button for the Wind Waker, he falls down. What I want to try and do is cancel that 3 frames before he touches the ground. If I do it too early, then that happens, he sort of falls a short distance, and if I do it too late, which is the most common outcome, it just cancels normally. I'll know I've got the glitch. Well, I'll wait till I get it, then I'll explain how you can kind of tell. So this is it. I can move the camera around, but he's still in Wind Waker mode, so I know that I've got the storage glitch active. So if I press B, I can now run around, and any sign that I read, or person that I talk to, or cutscene that I enter, will be stored. So if I go over to the king, for instance, talk to him, rather than the text box coming up, it's stored. So if I were to press the button for the Wind Waker, it would come up again. And I'm going to use this to my advantage here to skip a little cutscene that plays when you get the first Wind Waker song. So I'll come onto this island, I'll bring it up, and now the text appears. So I'm going to go through this first text box, and I'm going to press A for the second one to read this and close the other one at the same time. So Link's now invisible, so if I hold L and just move him over here till he's in front of this one and pull out the Wind Waker, it's now going to let me learn this first song, the Wind's Requiem, which is the one that you use to change the direction of the wind. Not actually going to do that a whole lot in this run, as you'll see later on. Oh, oops, I wasn't paying attention there, I was looking at the wrong window. Screwed up on the first song, love it. But as you can see, the cutscene that normally plays with like the wind god or whatever coming down just totally hasn't played at all, so I can just go back to the mainland. Let me just pull out the Wind Waker to cancel this, and if I just bring up the pause menu, you can see that I do actually have this, so that's brilliant. Now, there is another application of the storage glitch, which I'm going to get to in a second, but before I do it, I figure I can show something else off since I'm on Dragon Roost Island. This is a trick that we used to use in speedruns, but it's useless now. If you get on this rock and just run off of it with enough speed at the right angle, you can do that and get up there. I used to have a lot of trouble with that, but I'm pretty good at it now, I guess, now that it's useless, figures. And of course you can just, if you angle yourself just right, you can jump across here too. Now, I don't want to go up there because that's going to activate a cutscene, which is going to interrupt the chain of events that I want to do for this run. So I'm going to leave that. And you know what you'd normally do at this point is you would go up there, activate the cutscene, and go inside and get the delivery bag. I'm going to skip all of that. Actually, for hopefully the entire run, I'm going to skip all of that. So for the meantime, let me just activate the storage glitch again. Oh, and I should point out that before you ever activate this glitch, you have to have the Wind Waker in his hand. So like if he doesn't have it in his hand like this, it's not going to work. You got to pull it out first and then do the glitch. So as before, I'll just come down here, I'll grab onto this, and I'll try and time it so that I press B just 3 frames before he hits the ground. It's pretty tricky. It is frame perfect, but I managed to get it there. So I'm not going to store anything this time. The other thing that you can do with the storage glitch is you can just stand still and pull out the Wind Waker, and what this is going to do is it makes the camera basically always be in front of Link. So if I were to hold up on the control stick, it would kind of rotate him 180 degrees like this. And because I'm doing this in the water, I'm actually building up a tremendous amount of speed, because if you alternate direction in the water every other frame, you just build up a lot of speed. So I'm looking at the mini-map right now, the little yellow arrows, you can see them flickering hopefully. Just paying attention to that, and I'm going to bring up the big map just so I can get an idea of where I'm going. Wherever the back of the arrow is, that's where you're going to shoot towards, and the island that I'm trying to get to is on this quadrant. So I'm going to just release it now, just by pressing B without touching the control stick, and hopefully I'll have enough speed to make it there. It's just south of Windfall. It's this island over here. I don't know if I'm going to make this. Yeah, okay, I made it. Cool. In a way I'm a little bit disappointed because there was something else that I wanted to show off there, but I guess before I do the next bit, I'm gonna just quickly save my game, just to be absolutely safe. I will continue playing, and I'm also going to make a save state, which is the best part about playing on emulator. Because this next glitch that I'm about to do involves another Super Swim, but it's a lot harder, a lot less reliable. But what I wanted to point out about Super Swims is, well, let me grab storage again so I can quickly show this off. So, oh well, I got it first try. So I'll just jump into the water at any random bit. Doesn't really matter too much. Actually, this isn't going to work, is it? Because I can't see anything on the little map. Because it still thinks I'm on Dragon Roost, I guess. Oh, whatever. You know what? I'll explain this some other time. It's pretty much just to do with like how you can almost ensure that you get like a lot of speed from it. Because sometimes you won't get enough speed and you won't be able to make your destination. But there is something you can do to kind of prevent this somewhat. It's just to do with which direction he's facing when he shoots off. But we'll cover that a little bit more later on. There's going to be plenty of super swims in this run. So what I'm going to do for this next glitch is I'll make a save state here. Make 2 of them just to be safe. Camera lock, jump into the water. Okay, I screwed that up. I meant to do a side flip. The controls are all kind of inverted when you're like this, and it's really difficult to know what you're doing. So I'll just wait for that to go down. That works, okay. Start building up speed. I want to get Dragon Roost in the background, because I use that as a reference here. There it is over there. So, have a look at this minimap. The quadrant I want to go to is this one. This is where Greatfish Island is. Now normally you would go to Greatfish after you have beaten the first 2 dungeons, but I'm going to try and get there now. The way the game prevents you from doing this is that you can't actually access it in the boat, because whenever you try to go to it, it just like sails away. It doesn't let you go on the island. But if you get there with a super swim, you actually can get there. So let's just hopefully I can get enough speed from this. I'll wait until it's a little bit more than half empty, like this, and I'm going to make a save state here because this is going to probably take a few attempts. What I want to try and do is go backwards, go around the island, and then kind of shoot myself onto the shore of it before it's fully loaded. Now this isn't enough. If I do that, I mean that's all well and good, but the game is going to soft lock as soon as I do it. So what I need to do when I'm on the island is pull out the sail, because that'll interrupt the camera lock glitch that we have going on right now. If I don't do this, the game will soft lock. There are other items you can pull out, such as the Wind Waker or the Tingle Tuner. They basically don't do it quickly enough, and the game will still soft lock. So let's see if we can get this. I definitely have enough speed. There's the island there, so I'm going to rotate onto it. Oh, just missed it, so that's okay though. I've got it on a good scene here with a good amount of speed. So I'm just going to mash the button for the sail, which is on Y, just when I get there. Almost got it. It is going to take a few attempts. As you can imagine, this is a good way to lose a speed run if you're using this route. Almost got it. You can hear me mashing the button, or at least you can hear the buzzer sound when it fails. But yeah. Oh, I thought I had it there. Damn. Got so close to it. I was really on the island there. The thing that really sucks about this glitch is that even if you get this part, there is actually another part that can soft lock the game right afterwards. So getting so close to it. I'm going to make a save state a little bit closer to it, I think. Maybe like here. Obviously this is kind of a lame way to do things, but you know, this is just kind of like I don't want to call it a tutorial. Oh, I actually did it. So I guess I clipped inside the rock there and was standing on a little bit of land and was able to pull out the sail. Normally you would stand on the actual island itself or on maybe one of the rafts or something like that. So here we are on Greatfish Island. The Wind Waker interface is still on the screen, so we're just going to have to put up with that. I am going to fast forward this cutscene, and I did manage to avoid the other soft lock. The way that I know I've avoided it is because Link is not swimming right now. If he was swimming, then this game would soft lock when because there's a bit where in this cutscene he makes like an expression to the postman, and he can't do that while he's swimming, so the game doesn't know how to handle it and it just soft locks. But because I've managed to be on land here, everything's cool. So what I've done effectively by coming here is I've activated Endless Night, the thing that's supposed to, as I said, occur after the first and second dungeons are complete, because this is what allows you to get Nairu's Pearl, or Nehru's Pearl if you prefer, the third of the sort of spiritual stones, if you like, of the Wind Waker. But I could actually go and get that right now. Well, not right now, I still have to get bombs, which is the next thing I'm going to do, and that's pretty much the whole reason that I've done all these glitches, is so that I can get bombs early. This is going to allow me to do the dungeons out of order. It's going to allow me to skip quite a lot of, in particular, Dungeon 2, but also Dungeon 1. We'll cover that more when we actually get to them. It's not going to be in this video, I don't think, because I'm going to try and dedicate probably a whole video to like each kind of section of this run. So like maybe the next part will be about Dungeon 2, since yeah, that's going to be the first dungeon that I do. before I do Dragon Roost. So I've managed to get here. The thing that I need to do now is actually save the game and reset. And I did manage to fix the kind of controller issue that I was having. I found that if I reset by using the keyboard rather than the soft reset on the controller, then everything is just fine. It actually works, and I can still, use my C stick and everything. So I'm still in Great Fish. It's endless night. It's going to be raining until I go and get Nairu's Pearl. So what I'm going to do now is I'll put my Wind Waker out. I'm going to get storage again, just off of this thing. Let me just, might take me a few attempts. Timing is difficult as always. I feel like it's a little bit harder on emulator, at least compared to what I'm used to. I feel like I need to press it a little bit earlier than I would on console, but you often find that that's the case when you play a game on one platform and then switch to another. So what I'll do now is I'm going to go and talk to the king. So that text is now stored. I'm going to put the Wind Waker in my hand just with a backflip so that I can pull it into my hand without actually, like bringing up the interface. And what I want to do now is I want to get a second storage while his text is on screen. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow me to go into camera lock mode, meaning that I can super swim, but it's also going to allow me to store something else. They call this double storage for that reason. Really, the name storage is a little bit misleading at first because it's really more like it cancels cutscenes, but you can understand why storage is the name that we chose now that you've seen that it actually does store the text and stuff. So the reason this is important is because I'm then going to super swim all the way back to Windfall, which, if you have a look at the map, I can't bring it up right now, but it's like way at the top, and I'm quite a ways away from it. So there's a cutscene surrounding that island, and I want to skip that. I want to go straight into it with a super swim and store the cutscene, or in other words, cancel it. So let me just get storage again. Okay, cool, I got it first try. So what I want to do is basically bring up camera lock before his text goes away. So I'll wait for the last text box to appear. Can I speed it up? No, I can't. Let's just wait. So it's funny how you saw me like putting the shield away and cancelling that text at the same time, because the A button's now doing two things at once. So let's just make a couple save states here, bring out the Wind Waker and cancel it. So I'm gonna look at the mini-map. There's like two rocks towards the northeast of this little section that I want to go to. Link is kind of moving away from the island, which makes me think that I've got like the bad oscillation. Yeah, I do. You can tell that that's not going to work, so I'm going to rotate him 180 degrees, and I'm going to shoot him off probably now. I don't think this is really going to work. It's definitely not going to work. Let's see if I can land back on the island and start this again. Don't think I can. That's okay though, not a problem. Let's give it another shot. So yeah, that oscillation thing that I was talking about, it's just, if you pay attention to the way the arrows move, they'll either move upwards or downwards, basically, and we want them to move upwards because that means that the maximum speed is going upwards. But I'm pretty sure it's downwards again. Let's just wait and see. It's kind of hard to tell because I think he's kind of stuck against something. So let's just see if we can make it like this. Are we facing the right way? No, we're not. Now we are. Let's release him. See if he has enough speed to make it to Windfall. I could have been wrong about the direction of that. I think I might actually have been, because there's Windfall right there. Okay, cool. So that little bump there was me storing the cutscene. The king should be around me. There he is. So the game now thinks that I've gotten here like by sailing or whatever. So I want to just give myself an extra bit of speed just for the hell of it, just to get onto the island. And just let him come all the way up. So I'm now on Windfall, and I think I am going to actually save the game again here just to be safe. I don't really need to do this because I've got save states and stuff, but you know, I just want to be extra safe, I suppose. So now that I'm here, what you normally would do is you'd come up here and go into the bomb shop through the entrance away at the back of it, and what you would do in there is you would spy on the pirates while they like rob the guy. But that's a really, really long cutscene. And what it does though is it tells you what the password is. Now this is not random. I mean, it is random, but there's only a select few that can be. But even if you were to input all of the possibilities, because there only are a couple, maybe like 6 or 8 or something, if you were to input all of them to the guard at the door over here, just down here, he still wouldn't let you in unless you like actually watch the cutscene. The game doesn't let it work unless you've done that. The possibilities are just stuff like treasure, how do you get back, and like barnacle and other pirate words. I'm not going to bother with it because there's actually a couple ways that we can skip this entirely. So, oh, by the way, just if you are playing this game casually and you're wondering like how you figure out what the password is, if you've watched the cutscene and you don't remember, then, because this stumped me for a long time, a lot of the information online about this is wrong. They say that you're supposed to go into like the bar where the pirates are during the night, but you can't actually get in there. What you have to do is go and talk to your boat, because he knows what it is. So like I said, there's a couple of methods for getting inside the ship. I'm probably going to try and show off both of them. One's a little bit faster but harder. I'm going to do the older one first. There is a third method that we used to use a long time ago, which isn't useful anymore. So I'll just come over here and get storage off of this. Let me just jump up here. There's a bit of this you can grab, I promise. Just takes a little while to find. There you go. So I don't need to get double storage here. Just regular for now. Just gotta get the Wind Waker in my hand first before I do anything. So I'm pressing it too early now because I'm expecting it to be early because like I said before, I think since I'm on emulator it seems like you gotta do it earlier than you would on console, which is what I normally am used to. Now I thought I would have got it that time. As you can see, this rock kinda has varying heights, but so like it's not always the same timing, but I did get it there. So what I'll do now is I'll come over here and jump in the water for no good reason whatsoever, and jump back out and go and talk to the king who isn't here. Huh. Well, isn't that funny? Okay, no worries. I guess I'm going to show off the other method first, so I'll just cancel the storage. I don't need it. I'll just come over here. I did break that pot already, didn't I? Yeah. So, the other method, which is newer and I'm much worse at, is you come over here and you want to kind of grab just between where these seams meet. As you can see, he's kind of partially inside the wall, and what I want to do is I want to come up here and hold directly left and just roll. Oh, I got it first try. That is actually a frame perfect trick, by the way, so I'll make a save state here, but I'm going to show it off again just, you know, for the sake of clarity. You want to come up here, let him grab it, hold left and just mash A, and there's one frame where you can roll and he'll like do it while he's still inside the wall. I'll try it a couple more times. I did manage to get it first try, which is kind of amazing to me. I really didn't expect that. I thought this one would have given me a lot more hassle than the other one, but... So I got it again. Well, there you go. So what you do now is, I'll just make another save state. You hold L and just back walk until you get behind this thing, till the camera's behind it. And what I would do here is I'd pull my sword out and hold L again. If I just move the camera around, you can see how close I am to the edge. What I want to do is walk as far back as I can so he just falls off, and then do a jump slash to land on it. This will put him at the very edge. But if you jump slash too early, you'll land on this kind of upper part above me. If you jump slash too late, you'll just fall in the water, so it is a little bit precise. Yeah, as you saw there, I landed above it, which isn't good. And that was far too early. That was far too early as well. There we go, so I managed to land, let me just show you, just on the very edge of this. And all I have to do now, first person mode, line up the left side of the B button with this rope over here, the far right rope, and just hold L, and then just do a side top, and I screwed it up, I guess. Okay, so maybe my angle was off. Maybe you're supposed to do it with this rope instead. So let's try that one. Then jump slide. Oh, okay. I think I know what the problem was. I wasn't actually at the very edge of it, so I guess we'll try again. Oops. Yeah, I'm really grateful right now that I'm playing this emulator. Right, this one's going to work. You can tell he's kind of hanging out of the ship at the side there. So now I'm going to first person mode, line it up with, I think, the right hand side of this. You can see that I'm definitely like out of bounds right now. That's where I want to go, that loading zone in there. Just line it up like this, and then just hold L, side hop, and jump slash, and I touch the loading zone just like that. I'm now inside the pirate ship. I could go and do the little mini game, but I'm not going to do it just yet. I am going to go and show you the other method for doing this, just because I feel like the other method is a lot easier, and if you're following along with this playthrough, then you're going to want to do it that way. Because I entered and exited somewhere, I'm pretty sure the King of the Red Lions will be at the docks, but if he's not, I'll just do like a save warp, which will definitely make him be there. But yes, he is there, and that's what I want. I probably could have just used the mailbox really for storage, but I want to do it with him because that's the way I always do it. So let's just activate storage again over here. Okay, and now I'm going to go and store the King's text. And he only has one text box here. So I've stored that, and what I'm going to do is I am going to use save states for this as well, just because there's a chance that I'm going to screw this up, even though it's not really that hard, just because it's been a long time since I've really done it. What I want to do is come over to Tingle's door, and this next part's going to be a little quick. I'm going to pull out the Wind Waker to bring his text up. I'm then going to cancel the Wind Waker interface by pressing B. I'm then going to open Tingle's door just before the end of the text box, and then I'm going to press A so that the text box goes away while Link is trying to open the door. This is going to mean that he's not actually going to enter the door, but something very peculiar is going to happen. So let's just do that. So, okay, there we go. So the screen's gone completely white, you saw the door open, and what's happened here is I'm still on this map, but Link's hitbox has now been reduced by quite a lot actually. He's now able to walk through a lot of walls, because whenever you're in like a cutscene, such as a chest opening or a door opening, his hitbox goes down a lot. So how do you navigate your way to the map? Well, if you know the place very well, you can just use the mini-map. Navigate your way to the ship, I meant. But if you pause the game, for a split second it shows you where everything is. So I'm on the ship now, just got to turn around and kind of use L to line myself up. I know I'm right in front of the door now, so I mean I should be able to run right through it, but I'll just roll for the hell of it. And he just walks right through it and enters the pirate ship. So that's like a third application of storage. We've seen 3 of them so far. So I think before I go down there I'm going to have a look in Tetra's room, because there's a couple of interesting things on the wall. That's going to be relevant once I've done all the dungeons, I suppose. That's from the opening cutscene. I guess this is like an older Zelda or something. I'm not going to get too much into the story. Oh, that reminds me, I also have to clarify. In the previous video I said that I was going to keep all the cutscenes in. As I'm sure you noticed in the previous video, there were some issues with what's kind of acceptable to show on YouTube without getting your video in any kind of trouble, so I had to edit it, and from now on any long cutscenes like that I'm probably just going to cut out. Unless you really, really want to see them, but I don't want to have to put up like a sign every time. I don't really think there's any point, you know, so we'll probably just edit them out. Now, like I mentioned in part 1, this version of the rope game is a lot harder than the one that we did in part 1. But really, it's not that difficult. I should be able to get it with not too much trouble. But you are timed for this. I feel like you were timed for the first one, right? I might be misremembering, but why can't I land on this? Come on. There we go, bloody finally. So there's a couple things you can do to speed this game up. I'm going to do absolutely none of them. The first one would be to line yourself up there so you don't have to stop and change direction. I'm not going to do that. The second thing would be to, after the second swing, kind of in the middle of it, you would jump off and then re-grab the same rope. And that would let you kind of get a speed boost. And I could do something similar here by lining myself up. I'm just going to jump straight for this one though. And I missed it somehow. That's incredible. I could have sworn it was right in front of me. I don't know if I have enough. Oh, okay, you can reset it this way. Didn't I screw this up in part 1? I think I did. So I guess it's only fitting that I screw it up in this one as well. But we're going to get it this time. It's really not that bad. Although I can definitely remember back when I used to speedrun this game, I think at least in the earlier days I did lose a run or two to this, and it really sucked because like there's nothing kind of inherently speedrunning about this. Like, we're not doing any glitches or anything like that. You know, there's no sequence breaks here. It's just oh god, I don't like this. It's just well, actually I suppose I can just go on all the ropes now. It's just, you know, playing the game fast. It's like it's glitchless, and I should never really have too much difficulty with that, but I can remember I used to. A good thing that you can do to make this easier for yourself is you can hold R to make him stop, and then hold down to make him go to the bottom of the rope. I can't believe he grabbed that. I can't believe he missed the first time and grabbed it that time. That's ridiculous to me. Could have sworn that he was going to land on the barrels there. And you always want to wait for the third one to go. And then you'll make it. I love this little cutscene here where he walks in just looking so cool that he's done it. So, just wait for him to stop talking and I can pick up the bombs. Now, I've managed to get the bombs early. Before the Deku Leaf, before the grappling hook, and just before all of the stuff that you're supposed to do before them, which is quite a feat in itself, really, because definitely not something that was ever intended. Obviously, like I've said a couple times in this video, Endless Night is only supposed to occur after you've done the first 2 dungeons, because you can't normally get the Great Fish. But hopefully I've managed to show how to do it quite well. I'm not really totally convinced that I have, but you know, it's only part of this series is about explaining how to do stuff. The rest of it is, you know, entertainment. And I'm pretty certain that I've managed to cover that one. So we're just going to cycle through our text. I'm really not paying attention to what it is. She's just telling you that, like, Jabun is at the back of Outset. We already knew that because the postman told us. I could go and get him now because I have bombs. I could go in there and get Nairu's Pearl. I'm not going to do that just yet. It just isn't, like, convenient in terms of the route to do it in this order. So I'll just, as you can see, I've got the bombs there. I guess I'll chuck them on Z just for the hell of it, and I'm going to save, and then I'm going to reset just by pressing R on the keyboard rather than doing a soft reset on the controller, because that would screw up my my controller. Let's just open the file again, and I guess at this point I'm going to have a quick look around Windfall, for no real reason other than that I feel like it, to be honest. There's pots all over the place, and I kind of want to just break some of them open just to get some extra cash. Like I said, there's no real reason to. I just kind of want to have as much as I want, as much as I can. You can go in and watch the cutscene where they like tell you what the password is, where the pirates are robbing the guy. It still exists, but there's no need to do it, and it won't really benefit me in any way. I still can't get back in the ship without using glitches. The guy's still going to ask for a password, so I'm not going to bother with that. I kind of wonder what would happen if I went through the little maze in here to where you normally get the picto box. And I mean, I'm guessing the chest is just like, probably just has money in it, right? Either that or it's just like open. Because obviously, since I'm playing on New Game Plus, I do have the deluxe picto box, which I'm probably never going to use, except for maybe at one point to show off what it does. So there's a couple of side quests and stuff you can do on Windfall. I'm not going to do any of them. Like, you can activate this thing. I think you get a heart piece at the top of it or something. I don't really remember. I've never actually beaten this game 100%. This is where you turn in your foes, I guess. And over here, let me just grab this first. It is kind of a good place to stack up on money, at least at this kind of early stage in the game. A bit later on, these numbers are going to be too small for my liking, but over here is where the pirates... Oh, okay. So this is where they do come eventually, but only after you've seen the cutscene where they're robbing the bomb shop. So I guess this is just like the pub, right? I never come in here because I always try to come in here on Endless Night after seeing that cutscene, and then it says that you can't because there's like a pirate party going on. But whatever, let's just break these pots. The hell of it. It's kind of become a theme in this playthrough already. I'm just trying to break as much stuff as I can. It's kind of what you do in Zelda anyway, isn't it? You just kind of go into a place and rough everything up and no one seems to care. I like how you can move like the little cups and stuff around. Let's see if I can break this. Yes, I can. Break all of them. Or as much as I can. Right, anyway, I've wasted enough time. Let's see if I can buy something. Nope. Alright, that's fine. So I won't be able to get in here again. Well, I will, but if I had watched that cutscene in the bomb shop, I wouldn't be able to until Endless Night was over. Endless Night is actually going to stay on for a while. I'm not going to end it until... I don't remember when. I need to check the route that I have written out. Because I'm kind of doing this episode by episode, you know. But I do have a general idea for like the entire first half of it, of what I'm going to be doing. But yeah, I'm either going to end Endless Night after Dungeon 2, which is Dungeon 1 in this playthrough, or I'm going to do it after Dungeon 1, which is Dungeon 2 in this playthrough. It's pretty ridiculous, I know. Where's the school? That's what I want to go to. The bit where you're supposed to get the cabana deed, just to show off something that I'm going to skip. Yeah, it's over here. So I just wanted to show this off because I noticed this earlier, and you know, when I was younger I didn't really notice these things. The game actually does kind of hint at like stuff that you're supposed to do. There's this notice on the wall which is going on about joy pendants and all this, and it tells you to get like 20, you'll get a reward, and if you get 20, well 21 really, because you have to give her 1 then 20 more from the spoils bag, she'll give you the cabana deed. So, but I mean, it does kind of sound side questy, you know. So yeah, not really sure, but I'm going to be skipping that anyway, so this was a completely pointless detour. So back on the main island, the last thing I want to do for now is head back down to where my boat is, which is down here. I'm going to get storage again. I could get it on these rocks, but there's actually another point up here that you might find easier. Do it up here. When I used to speedrun the game, I used to come up here and do it because I found it a little bit more consistent. Oh, well there you go. But I do want to get double storage, because I'm going to do the same thing that I did when I approached Windfall, and I'm going to super swim into a cutscene. Oops. And I want to store that cutscene, or rather skip it. And that's going to like lead to the next kind of section of this run. So let's try and get storage again. Might take me a few tries, I'm not really that great at it. Oh god, so you've only got a couple of attempts at this before, you know, the text boxes are gone, but I did manage to get it. So I want to bring up camera lock before I press A on this one, so I am going to do exactly that. Press A, and at this point I now can super swim and will store the next thing, next cutscene or whatever that I go to. So I'll jump in the water here. What's cool about super swimming from Windfall is that these little the piers with the barrels under them, whenever you swim under that, it actually refills your air, so I'm going to take advantage of that a little bit and hopefully not have that happen too much. I want to just build up some speed by doing this and having my air refilled, and then I'm going to move away from the island once I'm satisfied with the amount. Maybe one more, and then I'll move away. Am I going to get it? I don't think I'm going to get it. Oh, I did get it, so I'll try and move away from the island now. This way. Yeah, it looks good. Nope. That was bad. That was really bad. And I'm all over the place now. I can't control my angle. Hopefully this is going to be good enough. The place that I'm trying to go to is like really, yeah, it should be good enough. It's really far south. It is actually this quadrant down here, which is Forest Haven. I'm going to make a quick save state on one of the slots just in case I don't make it. I'm going to press B to go, and hopefully we will have enough speed to make it all the way down there. I'm not entirely convinced that I will, but I do have a lot of life left on the air meter there, so hopefully, yeah, maybe I'll make it. You can see the island right ahead of me, and yes, I think I did make it, or at least, yep, I made it there. That second bounce was me making it. You saw him kind of bounce once before that. That was just, sometimes if you get there before the ocean fully loads for that quadrant. What am I doing? I don't want to like be too fast here. I just want to get over to the island and cancel this. So I've now managed to get here. My boat should be, yeah, there he is. He's ages away. I'm not going to bother getting in him. In fact, I don't think I can get in him, but I could be wrong about that. Well, anyway, we're now on the Forest Haven Island, so I'm definitely going to save the game here just to be safe. I really don't want to lose this, and I'm going to leave it on this screen because we are now done for this part of the playthrough. So, you know, thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next one, where we're going to take on some of the stuff from this island, which is going to be really exciting. There's a lot of stuff that, if you followed my older stuff, you haven't seen before. So, you know, thank you for watching, and I'll see you for that.